Welcome back everyone to Welstopia, and today we are going to start on the third section of our lighthouse. And what we're going to need for that are some ladders, because ladders will be the way of getting up to the top. But I will also be, of course, building this up here, and this is going to be going up 10 high, so therefore this section is going to be shorter than the previous two. There we go. So we are getting near the end of our roads, because this is 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's 4 right there, because there'll be an archway there in order to allow people to get in, and bringing in the stacks of wood to haul up to the beacon, which will be on top. Alright, so this is 5, and soon we will have this, because this is going to take a lot shorter than those other two sections did, because the other two sections took a bit of time, and that's even forgetting about things like falling down and the like. Well, it's a good thing I'm picking now to fall down instead of when I was really on those high places. If I fell down then and didn't catch myself on time, I could have gone splat. Let's see. And the one time where I managed to do that was when I was just barely within the area where feather fall still kept you alive. Now fortunately it's right here, that's not a bit of a problem. So therefore my way of getting down, of course now I'm intentionally hurling myself down on these places and just flying down, but I'm still not as comfortable with flying as some of the other people on the server are. Now let's see, we have well, that's typical. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty good. That is progress. Alright, there you go. It's such a precarious spot. There we go. And now just one more, and then we will have the first stage of this done. Good. And that's just a circuit up here. Now, what we need on top of that, then, see, what do we want on top of that? We want to then go into okay, we want this to be here. We are going to need some torches here to make sure that nothing nasty decides to spawn up here. Alright, we'll do this for now. Good. And we will want obviously the one with the staircase stays open, so that we do have a way through up here. Good. Alright, good. So this is our way up and down. And what I want now are some pillars. And the idea with the pillars I have is to go here, 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 and then finally okay. I'm in such an angle that I can actually see the moon come up. Alright, there you go. And now I'm going to be doing the pillars up here. And this is going to go for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll have... yeah. 3. And we'll do it this way. So that's the idea of it. And that this second platform then is where we are going to be placing our beacon. And yeah, I think it's getting late, so I'll be back in a moment. Now we need to do the beacon, and the best direction for the mirror to point will be this way. This looks like a nice place for the mirror. Now, of course, the mirror will have to have the fire in front of it, so we'll also need the fire. Now, for the mirror, I'm planning to... I think the best thing to have will be... What happens if I use spruce planks for that? Actually, spruce would not be a good idea for that. Let's try some sandstone, see how this works. And how about we put the mirror... Ah! That's twice it did. Okay, back here, right here. Put this here and here, and then we could place the mirror here. And for the mirror, I'll be using blocks of iron. That'll represent our mirror. And for... Good. And now in front of that, we need to place our fire. And for our fire, we'll just have some planks here to... Right, 1, 2... Yeah, I think that'll do. Alright, so we'll have some planks here. And there you go. There is our fire. I think they turned... Well, since that's the only thing here that can burn anyway, I guess it doesn't matter that fire spread, whether or not fire spread is turned off. Alright, so... Therefore, that's what we've got. Now, all that's left is our statue of Zeus. Yee! Before we do the statue, let's take care of that little detail so that we have our archway there. Now we can head up here and hopefully do this without getting on fire. Good. That is the one problem about this location, is that it can get a bit warm. So now let's head up here and see if we can build our statue. Alright, so this is where we're going to have our statue of Zeus. Well, I suppose that they don't know exactly in the original whether it was Zeus or Poseidon being represented, but actually, we're more likely to have Wel's Knight being represented, but I don't think I could do a good statue of anyone, so it's sort of moot. Alright, so we have, example, a pair of legs. This is going to be a very crude statue. The scale is much too small for me to do anything near a decent statue. Because after all, we are on top of a very large building here, and yeah, it's bad enough we're this tall as it is. But just trying to get a realistic statue would be even tougher. Alright, I think that's gets us to about waist level. Now, let's see. Oh. Alright. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can get this straight down. Okay, and And we will need some arms, maybe. Just maybe some arms. So that could be a shoulder and good. Now let's see how bad it looks. It's just giving a nod to the statue more than being a real statue. Simply because I just... Alright, that is... yeah. Well, it's more of a placard than a statue, but... yeah. Right. But now, let's go down and see just how bad it all looks. Right, there we have a ramp going into there, going into the cylinder, and the circle section looks awful! Yes, with the way we've got those. The idea there was to have 4 pillars on the corners, but when you look at it like this on the square faces, it just looks completely unbalanced. So I'm going to have to do something about that. What I'll do is, first off, we'll add a torch right here for lighting, since I had to remove the one there. And then we'll use this section and we'll just balance it out that way. See if that works. Squeeze in here without getting fried. And let's try that. Good, that's 2 of them. Oh well. I now see that it wasn't a bright idea to... maybe I should bring a bucket of water with me whenever I come up here. It wasn't a bright idea to put my fire protection amulet armor as chest piece, because that's, of course, what I have to doff in order to wear my elytra, and there's no way in the world I am going to be up this high without an elytra. And then here, we'll put this here. Good, good. And then that's a good way also to hide the torch. And I think that should look a lot more balanced than what I had before. Yeah. So, what does it look like now? This looks a great deal better. Now that's a lot more balanced up there. I think that's good. I think that's a pass. Good. Now, the statue on top, though, looks... well, blends in with the background too much. Of course, maybe with what I did for my statue, that might not be all that bad, because it's not exactly what I would call a stellar statue. But maybe I should replace it with something a little bit darker. How about nether brick? During the break, I was thinking that maybe a statue isn't the answer. No, we want something more appropriate for this world. And that would be, of course, a W. Now let me make sure... oh, guess I better get rid of this. Of course, the W standing for Wells Knight, since hopefully I can at least execute that, because a statue would be completely off. Right, that would be the direction for there, so therefore this... guess this is where I want the W to face. So therefore, let's see if I can get a W up here. And I will make this out of nether brick. And I also brought some nether brick stairs because W's have this way of extending outwards. Therefore, let's say this is the base of the W. Up here and there. And that way, I'll put this here. Actually, the sandstone is going to represent the background for the W, so therefore, yeah, that would be perfect. Well, that is not perfect. We want the... yeah, like that. There we go. And there we go. Let's get some dirt here. Now, unfortunately, I have limits to how large I can make the W simply because there are limits on the size of my current area. Let's try that. Then we'll have some sandstone there. Unfortunately, I can't put anything there simply because that's the way things work. Yeah, oops! Oh! Well, at least it's not at the most dangerous location in the game. And I want this to be... yeah, let's try that. And that. Right, and then we can head up from there. Now, unfortunately, we do have to worry about the next stage up there. That means getting some dirt scaffolding. Alright, yeah. Let's do this without plummeting to our doom. Well, we still got room there to follow with only a hurt your dignity rather than your having to pick up everything level. Then we go here, then we go. I think that will. Yeah, right. And we'll just do that for symmetry's sake. I guess I'll just have to see what that does. Now, we don't need the pickaxe now, so I know I'm going to need the pickaxe as soon as I finish with that. But at least we got an area below there where I can pick it up later. Good. And then we do the same thing over here. And if all goes well, we should have something that looks almost like a W, even if it doesn't look perfectly so. We can put this here and there. We could pull this down. Good. And oh yes, we do want that for symmetry. So now let us head off and A, see if it looks ridiculous, and B, if it doesn't look ridiculous, then I want to see whether the it looks better with the scaffolding or if it'd be a good idea for me to remove it. And I really don't see it. Yeah, I see something there, but I certainly don't see a W. I'll probably have to put it onto a pedestal to raise it up higher so that I can see it there. Maybe if I put it on a bit of a pedestal, then I might be able to see it. But that's something I can do between episodes. And when we return next time, What will we do next time? Oh, I guess we'll have to do some touch-ups here because we have to worry about things like lighting and start getting some more banners up here so that this doesn't look so bland. Oh yes, I think we've got the exterior done, but I think there's still a little bit more work to do, and we'll continue that in our next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Welstopia.